Good evening and welcome to the Circuit of Americas, where you'll need your umbrella for the NXTGEN Season 16 Tour Maniac Modern Touring Car Championship. The 5-minute qualifying getting underway now. So look at some points. Have a look at the top 10. MH leads the championship on 160 points. Maniac on 129. Bear in mind we still have drop scores to take into account. Jack is on 110 with Alan Morris on 107. Bruce Lee Harling is on 96. Full Fish is on 87 with Webby's Johnny on 81. Velez is on 80. H Bands is on 79. DYL7 on 76. I would do the whole lot. Light Blade is on 45. Shadow Stalker 45 as well. Tyler House 44. Cameron TV is on 30. Tim is on 21. Vass 19 with Lionel Griesby equal points. 18 points for Ginger Poisson. The Dizzler has 8 and Herlo has 6. Said we're here at the Circuit of the Americas. This 3.427 mile circuit used as the American round of the F1 Championship. It has 20 corners and each section pretty much describes a piece of another circuit from around the world. We have the Delhi hairpin at turn 1, Maggots and Beckett's complex. I don't really know on the maybe Monaco, another corner complex from there, I think, for turns 8 and 9. We've got the Bahrain and the reverse Istanbul effect, and also probably actually the a reverse of Red Bull Ring actually at the final corner. It is racing. It is raining here in the Americas. We have the Les, Bob Mark 1, Tyler House, Boeing Raxa, AMH Racing, Babies of Johnny, Shadow Stalker, DY House 7, Tim, Bruce Lee Harding, Adam Morris, Four Fish, and Jack TM53 Synopsis. All in BMWs for this round. The boys, Boeing Raxa into turn 1 then, this Delhi hairpin. So you break up the hill, you get turned in to the hairpin. Back down to turn 2, would be flattening the dry. It's actually flattening the wet then, it's good effort. Into turns 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, this Maggots and Beckett's complex. Just constantly decreasing your speed all the way through. And then through turn 8 to turn 6, it tightens up. Turn 7, took a fast 90-degree left-hander as you head into turn 8, long right-hander. Down to second gear, and you should be able to power out through turn 9. Turn 10, flat left-hander. No real issues there. Turn 11, down, hit the brakes. About now. Get down into first gear, get it turned in, straighten it up, deck the throttle as much as you can. Now onto the long back straight, which has got a slight bend in it. Down to turn 12, you're going to hit the brakes quite late, just after that signboard. Down to first, turn it in, again run it out slightly wide. Turn 13 and 14, down to second, and let it just roll through the corner and pick it up through 14. 15, the Bahrain S corner, so you're braking almost as you're turning left. And bring it into the apex late on. Turn 16, 17 and 18, almost like a Istanbul in reverse here. Constantly gets more and more open. As we now head to turn number 19. And to third, get it tucked in. It's kind of hard to say in the wet really. Turn 20, possibly down to first, no, staying in second for this 90-degree left-hander, and we're going to be across the line. Everyone getting only one lap to sort their time out. Boeing Raxa 14. puts in a 2:22.4. Now this could really mix the grids up here. Showstalker not qualifying. Here comes Tyler House. Up to the line. Goes fourth. Bruce puts it second on the grid at 2:26.1. Lots of people not getting time in here. Jack puts it third. NH coming round the last corner. Across the line. Go second quickest. Still a long way behind. Adam Morris, what can he do in this weather? Well, we'll find out in a minute. So, Boyraxa takes pole position from AMH. Bruce Lee Harding heads up row 2 from Jack TM53, so opposites. DUS7 heads up row 3 with Johnny alongside. Tyler House is 7th alongside him, Adam Morris. The Les starts 9th with Bob Mark 1 in 10th. Shadowstalker 11th with Tim in 12th. And Fourfish starting at the back in 13th place. All 5 of those drivers not setting a time. Ten laps. We have the 3 red lights. We are green. I think we've probably done one lap too many here. But anyway, we're underway. Boyraxa leading us into turn number 1 as Bruce goes for the move down the inside of AMH. Into second place he goes. A good start from the man who started in 3rd. Jack has rapidly gone down the field. He's now in 9th. And that is Tim. Waves of Johnny. Almost coming together there. That's Bruce. Bruce is round in the middle of the complex. That is the Magneton Beckett's inspirational piece. Adam Morris has also gone round at that complex as well. I'm driving really slowly off the circuit. I think that might be the end for Adam Morris. But Boyraxa leads. By 1.4 to AMH. Tyler House, currently in 3rd place right now. He's got the Les. Yep, the Les and Demo House behind him. Les getting a bit of slipstream here. Yep, Adam Morris has retired from this race, not completing a lap. That's a great piece of driving from DIS. Not so great from Tyler House there, coming back on the circuit, but DIS looking to pinch 2 spots, and if he can keep it around the outside of the Les here, he's going to keep them. Although Les gets him so far into the Bahrain corner. On the Les, trying to cut DY7 off as much as he can, but DY7 still there. Through turns 16, 17 and 18 we go. They're still side by side. This for 3rd place. And behind Tyler House and Fourfish going at it as well. The Les keeping that place. Bruce is back up into 9th already. That's a good effort. Yeah, the Les keeps it. Meanwhile, Tyler House gives way to Fourfish as DY7 has lost the rear and spun it at the final corner. Oh, that's dodgy coming back on the circuit, that is. Luckily not causing any issues there. There's Jack, he's got Bruce behind him. 7th and 8th. Meanwhile, DY7 under pressure from Tim going into turn number 1. In the number 94 car. Tim not going anywhere though with that one. Meanwhile, the Les is ahead now in third place from Tyler House, who's managed to put a bit of a gap between himself and Four Fish after DY House spun it and was holding up Four Fish a little bit. 2:39 from Four Fish on the opening lap. As they head through the bottom hairpin. Ribbies of Johnny. Something's happened to Jack. Jack's just coming into the hairpin, so he's had a moment somewhere. Maybe touching a curb. They are pretty lethal. Johnny will have Bruce Lee Harding behind him shortly. Meanwhile, Four Fish looking around the outside of Tyler House, going into turn 12. Good camera work. Bruce having a look on the back of Johnny here. These two catching up to Tyler House and Four Fish. Everyone just being a bit sensible here in these conditions, which is perfectly understandable. Tim Shutterstock has spun it. Where's Bob? Oh my word, Bob's having a spin after the corner. That's impressive. Tyler House though, the door open for Four Fish. Oh, Bruce Lee's run a bit wide, but he's coming right back at him into turn 20. Oh, and a bit of touching and a bit of banging. Oh, almost into the side of Johnny. As Johnny makes it 3 wide now, heading down the main straight here at COTA. Up to turn 1 we go. Who's going to give way? Four Fish gives way to Johnny. Tyler House still looking to get around the outside here of Four Fish as everyone bunches up. Oh, and there goes Four Fish and Johnny. That leaves Bruce Lee Harding to try and get past Tyler House now for 4th place. Which is a great recovery drive by him. After having that spin in the first lap. Oh, and now he spun it again. There's DY7, and Bruce rejoins in 7th place. Jack behind him again. Tyler House getting a bit lucky here. His opponent's behind. It's Jack taking a bit of curb, being a bit risky there from Jack. There's the Les, he's in 3rd. There's Tyler House. Got about a second here to DY7. Got about 2 seconds to Webby to Johnny, who has just under a second to Bruce Lee Harding. Jack a further second behind that. So we've got this group here almost waiting to just explode with action. Tyler House now defending from DY House 7. Running slightly wide through 15. Getting on the curb, we'll be losing time because of that. Through 16, 17, 18, up towards 19. Bruce all over the back of Johnny here. Bruce going to get around the outside of Johnny. Oh, they've been collected and Bruce goes round again. That's unlucky. That was an amazing move. He was pulling off around the outside of 19. Not normally an overtaking spot around the outside. Anyway. But just loses the rear. Goes into Johnny, and unfortunately the game decides it's him to spin. DY House though has got past Tyler. He's come back on out behind Jack here. Oh, Bob Mark 1 has disconnected, unfortunately, so we're now down to 11 runners in this race. I was running a bit wide, running a bit of some erratic lines in the background. But Johnny, under pressure here from Jack. Jack will have the slipstream coming down the back stretch. The Les has got past AMH. I don't know if that happened. I think AMH had a bit of an accident somewhere. As we just finish off watching, seeing if Jack can get through, and the answer is yes, he can. Although he lets Johnny back through, maybe just pushing him off the circuit. So Les is now in second place, which helps Boyrax because obviously, even though the gap between AMH and Boyrax seems really, really large, Boyrax didn't do the first two races, which means his drop score is nothing at the moment. He doesn't technically have a drop score, whereas AMH does have drop scores to play. And obviously, if Boyrax keeps winning races, he's going to keep taking points out of AMH. Not only will he catch him on drop scores, but he'll catch him in the gap between as well. But the lads will be hoping to hold on to this. DY House in fourth, got no company with him, as Johnny is behind. There's Jack, four-fish. Bruce is on his way. This will be for the top 5 places, for the final of the top 5 places, as we head on to lap 5 with these guys. Everyone just so tentative. And Jack's gone round. No, he saved it. Good save that from Jack then in the end. He's going to have four-fish alongside, who now loses out to Bruce. Bruce, that slightly tighter line through 8 to get a better line through 9. Give him a better run down to 10 and 11. Oh, that's Johnny. No, Johnny's gone off. Johnny's off at turn 10. And Bruce poking his nose down the inside of Jack there. DY7, 8 seconds up the road though. Lots of time left to run. And web user Johnny has retired from this race on lap number 5. Bruce now looking to get on the back here of Jack as we're down to 10 runners. On to lap 6 goes Boyraxa. The Les 20 seconds behind Boyraxa. Boyraxa is absolutely flying right now. Just found an unbelievable amount of pace in the wet with these BMWs. Jack enters the last corner. These guys are 40 seconds away from Boyraxa. Bruce is still there. On board with the cockpit camera with Bruce. This is what he's using, this is what he sees. Probably with a bit more water on his screen. Yes, he's a bit wider through turn 7, and he's not quite got it tucked in for 8, which is going to limit his line through 9. You see the distance Jack paused because of that better line. You guys lapping around the same as D Whitehouse 7. Well, I wonder if D Whitehouse has just had a bit of an issue because he's dropped a bit of time, about a second there. On board with the bumper of AMH as we're looking right behind the layers. This is for second in the race. Boyrex are just coming across the line now. These guys just going through turn 18. Up to 19. See, let's just pulls away in the second phase there. It's a bit slower in than AMH, but he's a bit quicker out at times through the corners. Means going on to lap number 7. The Les is still in second place. Jack has lost the place to Bruce Lee Harding in the end. Over the line, onto lap 7 for these guys. Jack just doesn't quite look confident through that first corner. He's quite slow. He doesn't want to put any power down at all. He's trying to wait for the mistake at the moment. As they go through the Maggots-Beckett's-esque complex. They're gradually catching the 3 seconds now behind D Whitehouse 7. So they keep working together like they are by the looks of it. They're going to catch D Whitehouse, and this could be a battle for 4th here in the closing stages of this race. Very difficult race so far because of the weather. 3 seconds is the gap between Bruce and D Whitehouse 7. We'll keep an eye on that gap. AMH has got past the Les. He is 23 behind Boyrex, but the Les has dropped 10 seconds to AMH. So a spin for the Les then, somewhere on the circuit. There's D Whitehouse. He's dropped time again. He's down to 2.3 to Bruce Lee Harding now. Bruce just finding a bit of confidence in the Beamer here. Because Jack isn't getting near him. And he's taking time out of D Whitehouse 7. Like it's going out of fashion. Up to the final corner. 2 seconds now the gap between D Whitehouse and Bruce. See that short shifting from Bruce to get the traction down, and it's 2.1 the gap across the line. .226.3 plays a 2:28.0 for D Whitehouse 7 there. Good evening, PT Dorias. This is the NXTGEN Tour Maniac Modern Touring Cars Championship, obviously part of the NXTGEN sim racing community. Currently on lap number 8 of 10, Bruce Lee Harding is catching up to DY7, who's caught up to the Les, who's now third. So this is going to become a battle for third place, I think, in the last couple of laps. Yeah, everyone in the BMW for this particular round. We've done this championship is 12 rounds long. This is round number 10 of the touring cars. We've set it out so there's 6 where you pick a car for the whole season, and 6 rounds where you drive a single car, namely the BMW or the Renault. As the Les enters turn number 12. Do you have on his tail? Bruce is closing in. Yeah, if anyone watching is interested in doing the modern touring cars, part of our Monday night tourers package, which kicks off at 8:30 on Mondays with the Group A ones, followed by the Tour Maniac modern touring cars, and then after this race will be the Monday Night Tour Clio Cup from COTA National tonight, where I'll be competing with my POV. Head towards the NXTGEN Facebook page. Great series to be a part of. We're racing clean and fair. As Bruce all over the back of DY7. And he's going to have traction out of the final corner. He's going to look up the inside, up towards turn number 1. DY House defends. Naturally. The Les now getting away. He's a couple seconds up the road. Here on the penultimate lap. Boyraxer has run away with this race. He is 26 seconds clear of anyone in these tricky conditions. He is on lap number 9 as we speak. We're following this battle. This is the battle for 4th between DY House 7, Fourfish. Jack spun it somewhere, I think. I've completely missed it. Probably he'll prefer that. It looks like Jack spun it somewhere. He's lost time and the position to Fourfish. So Fourfish up into 6th. I think Fourfish has just spun it. So we pull away. Bruce Lee down the inside of DY7. Job done. Up into 4th place for Bruce, who, don't forget, ended up spinning it on lap number 1, and he spun it a couple more times since. Jack runs wide through turn number 11. As the caravan gets his bearings, right there is Bruce Lee Harding. He's just 9/10 away from the Les. He is 9/10 away from a podium. As Showstalker allows Boyraxer through on the map. Into turn 19 then for Bruce Lee Harding, into the final corner for the penultimate time. Ledge is getting away now, 1.4 ahead. Meanwhile, Jack is only 7/10 behind Fourfish. They head across the line to start their final lap. These guys nearly a minute behind our race leader. So they enter turn number 1. I think it was DY House. Still trying to catch up to the back of Bruce. And a bit of a quieter race this than usual for the modern touring cars. There's Tyler House. He's down in 8th after a superb first stint. He couldn't hold on to his position, but held on to, for the lengthy time that he did hold on to it, very valiantly indeed. But let's have a look at our leader. We've hardly seen him all race. He's led from start to finish, not made the mistakes. He's going to come around turn number 19. Up to the final corner, Tim lets him through. Turn number 20. Boyraxa is going to cross the line to win at COTA and gain more points on his rival AMH in the championship. A great win by him. Dominant, you could say, as Tim finishes in 9th. Shadow Stalker is going to come home in 10th place in the end. A good drive by him. AMH, there he is. There is the lead. There, Bruce. We're keeping an eye on this one in a minute as AMH is just coming up. Oh, Four Fish getting done by Jack. Across the line from AMH. He finishes second in the race. I think Jack has let Four Fish back through. Yes, he has. I think the layer is now too far ahead of Bruce for him to do anything about him. Into the final corner, the layers will take the final podium spot. Bruce comes home in 4th, D Whitehouse 7 in 5th. See, Four Fish has been let back through by Jack, but Jack's going down the inside. He was there. Jack was there, and Four Fish closed the door. 6th place for Four Fish. Jack's going to try and roll it, which is very hard. Oh, he spun it before the line. He needs to get that in reverse. Cross the line for Jack in 7th place. Tyler House in 8th place. See Jack going for the move on the final corner. Not quite paying off. Tyler House will finish off in 8th place. And overall, a good race here at the Circuit of Americas. In tricky conditions in the BMWs, not easy to drive. Boyrax takes the win from AMH Racing, the Les in 3rd. Bruce Lee Harding, a great recovery drive, and personally, my drive of the day. He could have gone to Boyrax for his exceptional speed, but Bruce, a quality drive back to the field on a couple of occasions. D Whitehouse 7 is in 5th, Four Fish 6th, Jack 7th, Tyler House 8th, Tim 9th, Shutterstocker 10th. Where to Johnny retiring after completing 4 laps, with Adam Morris not completing a single lap. So, next week, where are we headed next week? That is a good question. We are going to Zhuhai, and everyone in the Renault Megans next week at Zhuhai. So that should be a good race to watch. Always produces fantastic action, Zhuhai. So do join us next week for that one. Next up is going to be my point of view of the Clios, so stay tuned for that. That'll be live in the next couple of minutes. Other than that, we thank Maniac for the sponsorship of the league. Fantastic stuff to have. And for myself and everyone here, thank you for watching. Goodbye.